There is no river in Iraq that runs clean, that is, uncontaminated by plastic detritus, sewage or industrial waste. The Wadi al-Naft flows north of Kirkuk city. Its name, meaning Valley of Oil, is apt. This is where the state oil company North Oil dumps its waste.
It's a mixture of industrial and medical waste. We take samples from the upper layers and check the level of oil and grease. According to the law, the water should contain less than 10 milligrams per liter. Anything beyond that, we'll seek legal action.
The local environmental authorities accompanying him are all too familiar with the issue.
We took them to court and they were fined. This financial penalty can be from 1 million Iraqi dinars up to 10 million. It is to be paid monthly until the pollution is cleaned up.
The maximum fine is equivalent to just under 7,000 euros. The company pays, and the Wadi al-Naft continues to carry oil residues for more than 120 kilometers through 25 villages, where it's used by farmers.
This water is not good for irrigating tomatoes, cucumbers, or eggplants. It's bad for human health. But it's okay for wheat and corn. If the government helped us by digging wells, we would not use the valley.
Towards the south, the oil fumes coming off the water are replaced by a strong stench. Thousands of cubic meters of sewage are continually discharged into the Diyala River, which runs south of Baghdad before reaching the Tigris. Ibrahim and his family live on its banks.
There's no sewage network. All the houses in this neighborhood dump their sewage directly into it. The neighborhood next to ours dumps their rubbish into it. You can see the open sewer pipe here. Every 2 or 3 days, wastewater comes out of it.
What he's pointing to is the South Rustamia sewage treatment plant. The water that comes out of here should be clean, but its infrastructure dates from the 1980s and is no longer adapted to the population growth Baghdad's experienced in recent decades.
If the capacity of our plant is 175,000 cubic meters per day, in summer it will be working on treating between 250,000 and 300,000 cubic meters of wastewater. If the wastewater exceeds the capacity of our plant, there will be some overflow. Around 20 or 30% will be overflow.
Many of the pollutants in the water are not being filtered out. International investment has been promised to improve the situation, but with nothing yet done, residents are getting impatient.
All these children have respiratory allergies. This girl has a heart defect and the boy has meningitis. This one has asthma, and all the others here suffer from the pollution that they breathe.
In southern Iraq, these health risks are being monitored. The waters of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers meet here to form the Shatt al-Arab, bringing with them pollutants and bacteria.
Shatt al-Arab becomes the dump that collects all the waste, all the agricultural drainage from northern Iraq, even from Turkey. Diseases like colic and cholera are widespread.
This lab regularly tests the chemical composition of the river, the levels of heavy metals or oil in the water, and its biological composition in case of a health alert.
We mainly want to check E. coli, which is the evidence of pollution. It would mean the water is not good for human use, for cleaning or bathing. It's dangerous for human health.
In houses close to the city centre, residents take no risks. They're well aware the water pumped from the Shatt al-Arab into their homes is not safe.
I have to buy water and bottled water. Us adults take showers using tap water, but the kids don't, because we are worried about their health.
The Iraqi authorities refused us entry into local hospitals to report on the situation there. Faced with the potential risk to public health, the country's Directorate of Infectious Diseases claims to be on constant alert to anticipate possible epidemics.
When water levels are high, it allows contaminated materials to be slightly diluted. But when water levels are down, it leads to a greater concentration of pollution. One of these contaminants causes cholera.
The United Nations estimates that Iraq will lose 20% of its water by 2025, considerably increasing the risk of pollution. Despite these warnings and the legal action taken against polluters, both private and public companies in the country continue to shirk their responsibilities.